Very early days, man tried to use tools to make his work easier. These tools were in fact very simple machines which are still being used today. The simple machines can be grouped into 5. The lever, the wheel and the axle, the pulley, the inclined plane, the screw and the windlass. The lever. When we want to raise a huge rock, we could use all our strength to move it. On the other hand, you could move the rock with a rod by applying less force. The energy you spent would be much less. Here, the rod is called a lever. The rock is the weight or load L. A small stone kept near the rock under the rod acts as a support for the rod. The point where the rod touches the small stone is the fulcrum F. The force applied to push the rod down is the effort E. The levers are classified into 3 types. 1. First class lever. 2. Second class lever. And 3. Third class lever. First class lever. When the fulcrum F is in between the load L and the effort E, it is a first class lever. Examples of first class levers are scissors, claw hammers, seesaw, crowbar, pliers, etc. Second class lever. When the load L is in between the fulcrum F and the effort E, it is a second class lever. Examples of second class levers are bottle opener, can openers, wheelbarrows and nut crackers. Third class lever. When the effort E is in between the fulcrum F and load L, it is a third class lever. Examples of third class levers are ice tongs, spades, fishing ropes, forceps, etc. The wheel and axle. We make use of wheels in a lot of things like cars, buses, other vehicles, and all the other wonderful machines around us. A wheel with a rod attached to it is known as a wheel and axle arrangement. If we turn the wheel, the axle also turns. Machines like a car, sewing machine, a grinding machine, a bicycle, and an egg beater have a wheel and axle arrangement in them. Wheel and axle arrangements are used to lift loads. How heavy a load can the effort lift? This depends on how many times the wheel is larger than the axle. If the diameter of the wheel is 6 centimeters and the diameter of the axle is 2 centimeters, then the wheel is 3 times larger than the axle. Therefore, an effort can lift a load 3 times as heavy. Examples of wheel and axle arrangements are the pencil sharpener, egg beater, doorknob, and the steering wheel of a car. The pulley. The pulley is a grooved wheel or a combination of grooved wheels. A single pulley is a simple lever which helps in changing the direction of a force. The pulley used together with a rope or chain can be used to lift heavy weights. There are two types of pulleys: fixed pulleys and movable pulleys. A fixed pulley is one fastened by means of a hook to some support. The pulley used for drawing water from a well is a fixed pulley. A fixed pulley makes work easier by changing the direction of force. A movable pulley is fastened to the load. Movable pulleys are used to lift loads. This helps to reduce the effort because the weight is supported by two sections of the rope. The simplest type of pulley is the single fixed pulley. It is most commonly used on flagpoles. Here, the pulley helps in changing the direction of the effort required to raise the flag. The inclined plane. The inclined plane is a flat surface with one end higher than the other. A road up a hill is an inclined plane, and so is the slide in a children's park. The inclined plane is used to raise a body which is too heavy to lift. In this machine, a small effort is needed to raise the heavy load. Whether the inclined plane is long or short, the amount of work done is the same. An inclined plane does not decrease work, but it makes it easier. Houses that are built at a level higher than the ground have slopes called ramps for a car or a scooter to move up and down easily. Many hospitals have ramps inside the building so that stretchers and wheelchairs can move easily. The screw, windlass, and wedge. A screw is a simple machine that looks like a nail with grooves cut into it. A screw has a winding edge with threads. This winding edge is actually an inclined plane wrapped around a rod. It has a groove on its head where the screwdriver fits. We use a screw jack to lift a car. The screw jack also works on the principle of a screw. When a screw is turned into the wood, it goes in on its threads, thus moving through a longer distance than a nail. So, a screw is more strongly fixed in the wood than a nail. The windlass. A windlass is a continuously moving lever. One part of a windlass is a drum on which a rope is wound. The rope can also be unwound. The other part is a lever which helps to turn the drum. A simple windlass is used to lower a bucket into a well and take the water out. The wedge. A wedge is a triangular piece of wood or metal which is used for splitting logs or for raising something heavy. An axe is a wedge.